but we don't even know his first name. But anyway, he captured Florence the way all of us have known it for 50 years. Sitting in the cantina, the men after 5 o'clock, or before going home, have their card game and their drinks. Who recognizes this?
I see the Battistero.
And
The Battistero and the
and
cathedral.
trolley lines and the air.
This was an unusual because he usually did famous scenes. But here it's just,
Different palette.
and he obviously is incredibly versatile. We can do that and do these. So we're going to go around and now to see the rest of us. All of you.
What type of bees maybe?
It's the Ponte Vecchio,
Oh, yeah.
the back end of Ponte
Joseph, stick your foot
Vecchio.
in that.
Already did.
And of course, you all know that's.
These are so typical Italian frames. They're just
Yeah, they really
of
are.
the era of the 60s and 50s.
Yeah, and each frame matches the color of the picture.
Yeah, they're all
The frames were
custom
integral.
designed to be.
Who knows the term Via della Rosa,
I think you've said it
the
like
sad
5 times, something.
route?
Via Dolorosa,
Yeah.
isn't that the
Christ
red route?
Went through it on his way to Calvary.
The blood route.
Calvary. So we have a Via della Rosa, the sad, sorrowful way. 2 artists.
Three, actually.
We'll start with these.
Corsi.
Of social distancing,
Giuliano
myself crowning
These
like
were
one painting.
done by a man who is bemoaning the creation of the factories because it turned people into bottles. I mean, they just go to work, they come from work, they go to work, and the factory, this is the saddest of them all. 2 people trying to communicate. But they're just all turned into sort of bottles and these huge plants. So sadness. This is even more sad. The artist is deaf and dumb.
The two.
His wife is deaf and dumb.
Poncho.
He's portrayed her twice.
Meaning not stupid, but that you can't speak.
Right.
Thank you, Nanny, for telling us.
I feel like it was just thrown on. You all know the scene.
We hope.
Philip, what is it?
Definitely.
Venezia.
Venice.
You probably do.
King.
These are very famous Florentine
I mean, you only wanted
and
to take us
Tuscan
for a day,
painters.
so.
Gonna sell it for fun.
Sergio Scatizzi.
Yeah,
That one and the other two, I don't know.
This one, did you go over that one?
yeah, they're done by
a
the
war
same
piece.
artist.
Yes, but
Colonna.
what's the scene? Is it a war scene?
It's a war scene.
War
yeah.
scene.
War.
Okay. Yeah, that.
I see a man riding a horse.
Looks like all the banners going into war.
Yeah.
Not just that, but this was maybe like the general going back and forth this way.
And it looks like,
that one.
it looks like the red coats to me because of
Another
the red
horse
shirts.
here. It's so loosely but wonderfully done.
It's just, yeah, it's really on. This guy is like, you know that's a horse and he's just flying into the sea.
Oh, you get the spirit
Yeah,
of
it's
it without
tremendous.
the
It's
detail.
tremendous. It's so full of life. It's incredible.
This is Nanny's favorite painting.
One of the most famous Italian artists.
Usually
This
does
is
oil
Marla.
paints.
In fact, well, the picture of Via Valentini is Marma.
Yeah,
And then this is his, I've never seen
We've never
sketches
seen-
by this guy before. He usually
We've
does
always
little
seen
paintings
oil
of street
paintings.
scenes. Now he's done
has
sketches.
everybody had coffee in Rivoire?
Oh, that's the point.
We have not. We looked at the eggs in the window.
No, you go to coffee, even if you don't sit down, you have a coffee at the bar.
It is
We
the
did
most,
not.
for those who haven't, it's the most elegant coffee shop in all of Florida.
Front
This
of.
artist has a studio right by, right, 10 steps
Via Romana.
from the
Pitti.
Palazzo Pitti. And he refers to himself as l'ultimo primitivo, the last primitive painter, the last folk artist of Florence.
What's his name?
Uomo
Silvio, what's his last name?
Silvestri.
Silvestri.
What is that?
Santo Spirito.
Right, and of course, Dante.
Dante.
This is a
It's sort of stylized Santo Spirito. It's not
Sicilian
really
kind of town, the traditional,
Haywain or whatever.
the Macchiaioli school
Like Michael, yeah.
of farmers and all the rest. And this
This is
is
the cafe scene.
a delightful bar scene print. Mario Cacciotti. Mario used color for power, but he basically was portraying the poverty and the sadness and the depression of so many of the poor people. He would just bring poor people off the park benches and bring them into his home, give them food, and then he would ask them to pose for paintings of the old farmers who lived with their livestock and tilled the soil. And then new farming methods came in. So these people are all displaced. And you could see it in their face. They no longer have, their own identities. And this is the farmer himself. But he was trying to portray that a whole group of people lost their identity as farming modernized.
So now what era would this be in?
30s, 40s,
Yeah, in
Oh, that early, okay.
I think even earlier.
earlier?
Yeah, 20s,
This one's
30s.
full of
French is
white.
beautiful, and these are all underground. I know his story.
Okay, this is Nenad Babik. Nenad is the Yugoslavian word for surprise. When he was about to be born, the nurse, the delivers, said, "I am positive, I've been doing deliveries for 20 years, this is a girl." So he said, when I came out as a boy, my parents decided to say, "Surprise!" So he's Nenad, surprise. He was caught in the horrible wars in Yugoslavia in the 1990s.
Daddy,
Before,
fix it.
before the war,
That's eggnog.
you see from there?
Yeah,
This was the kind of work he did before the war. It was very avant-garde. Then the war came, and he refused to use color. So everything went black and white. And then he escaped to Italy and settled in Florence. Voila. Color came back, and
Clowns.
so the effect of war.
he married, had children, and things became a little more joyous.
He married a Japanese gal and has 2 children, and they all
Have
speak
us to
fluent
dinner for the
Italian.
last
But
5 years.
the horrors of the war, and there's like babies in here. The closer you look at it, the more you realize, the churches closed, doors hanging. Here, the child she lost, and this is just question mark, the totem pole.
This is Florence in the flood. There's a huge
66.
series of these. We picked our 3 favorites, and this artist loves to do
Guarnieri.
bad times at the Ile Royale. He likes
Bad
to
times
do
at Ile
Florence in its tragedy modes. There, he did another series in the early '90s where there was some sort of bombings going on in Florence, and those were these are more bluish. Those were more brown. And I saw him at a cafe. Was it Not wasn't Buongiorno, but it was another cafe up by Santa Croce, Piazza Santa Croce, and you went downstairs for the tables to sit with your coffee, and we just by accident went downstairs.
That
and
is Johnny.
It was Guarneri, big
That is Johnny.
Guarneris down there of the 1990 terrible with bombings in Florence, and young people died and all the rest. It was we heard about it briefly because it was a worldwide thing, but I didn't know that much about it. And it's Guarneri was also doing that too, so he must pick out the tragedies of the city and portray them. But you'll notice if you look at them, they're where they are. Piazza Tornabuoni, the Il Duomo one, and then the other one was the Via dei Neri, or Benci. Is it Benci?
Benci, I'm
Benci,
sorry,
yeah.
Benci.
This throws a little bit of everything in there. He's got the Battistero, but he's got
It looks more
a
French,
face,
really, because
and
of
he's
the
got
non-stop.
cats all over the place. His wife. We have to look at it a long time to kind of pull out all the little imagery in there. It's very, very kind of interesting and colorful in that way. And this is a landscape, Italian landscape. You can see the Tuscan type
Etching.
etch. It's a, yeah,
In
it's an etching,
Chiso.
but it's.